Hello Capricorns, and welcome to your April 2022 reading. So I meditated on your energy and what Spirit wanted to talk to you about. The first card that came out is the Five of Wands. So right away, here's Mr. Black Buddy. So right away, the Five of Wands, here, let's put it like that. The Five of Wands is that, it can be, of course, inner conflict when our willpower is a bit going all over the place. So it can be inner conflict, outer conflict, other people's willpower, usually it's both at the same time. Once it reached outside, it was inside first. And when you look at the Five of Wands, because of course we're in the month of April, it's Aries, it's Mars, it's that fire. It's gonna give a push. So where am I aligning it? Okay. And when you look at the Five of Wands, you see adolescence on it. It hasn't matured yet, or it still has some, my higher self wants something, my ego wants to go in a different direction, and it's a bit all over the place. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So that means that there is something this month that you are going to understand that is actually going to change the circumstances of your life. And here the third card is the Queen of Swords, sorry. And whatever you're going to understand, of course we're going to clarify it, but it's going to change your perception. The Queen of Swords is all about how I perceive, because the feminine, it's that movement. How do I perceive reality here? If she looks at things from the standpoint of her wounds and her inner conflicts, this is what she's going to see outside of her. And at that point, that sword is like a double-edged sword. She can hurt herself as much as she can hurt others. But once she understood something, she is healed, then she becomes wise. And of course, she is welcoming, but she sees exactly what is out there. So, Queen of Swords at the end of the month for you, Capricorn. And under our Five of Wands, what creates your inner conflict per se? Here, it's because you're in transformation right now, okay? And it's hitting you. Maybe Pisces season was hard for you. And now we're going into the fire. So what happens is that your Queen of Pentacle, your feminine of Earth, is being very focused on, okay? Because it's going to need to be readjusted. She's transforming death, okay? She's transforming, she's healing Four of Swords. She's healing from her heartaches, disappointments, and Five of Pentacles. So all the parts of her that, and when I say her, you understand that this is your inner self. It's your feminine. Whether you're a man or a woman, we have like a left and a right brain. We have both. The feminine of the Queen of Pentacles is the part of us that would know our value, our worth, that we can allow abundance and the best of the best, that we know that we have all that it takes to accomplish whatever. We feel secure, safe, supported. So as I'm saying this, if you're thinking, oh my God, that's not my reality, I sacrificed and I gave so much more than what I received in life. I supported others, I was not supported. I always give much more than what I receive, and so on. That's what is transforming here. And I was so disappointed in life that Those swords became beliefs, and they're lodged in my heart, hurting me 24 hours a day. There's something that you're understanding, and that of course will create conflict within myself and outside of myself. It's normal. Under that I have the star. So you had like a connection that could have gone back to the Aquarius season there, just before Pisces. So February. So here, right after your birthday, this is when we're aligning with who we truly are, and what goes wrong in our lives becomes obvious. So of course it's going to create a bit all over the place here, and it calls for a transformation. Death is purification. What is not aligned with what I understood here with my star, of course it's going to die. It gave what it needed to give, and now it will be no more. But I have to also transform. It's useless to quit situations or, leave people if we don't do the transformation ourselves in it, because then we're just gonna recreate always the same situation with different faces. So it's really acknowledging the part of us that allowed all of that. And once we understand it, here, then the wheel of fortune can turn. That grasp of consciousness actually helps to turn the wheel of fortune. And here I have the Six of Swords under it. That means that I will actually turn the page on all of that. Underestimating myself, or being underestimated and buying it. Everything that created those Three of Swords and the Five of Pentacle in your life. Under the Six of Swords. So at one point I understand and okay, I'm turning the page. I'm letting it go. I'm using my willpower now to actually move on from it. Okay? Death and the Six of Swords. This is really consciously ending a period in our life because we understand what it did and how it got there. So what will it do? It will actually help you to release. You were maybe holding on to that past story. What makes it hard going through death, going through, transformation, purification of, because we hold on to that time, that this is my truth, this is who I am, and I'm going to hold on to it. The more we resist, and of course that's our ego, the more we resist, the more painful it is, because the pressure of it has to go for our own growth is going to become more and more intense. So what was at the beginning those gentle hints, those signs, those little light at the end of a darker path here I have to take, become harsher and harsher. So that's something to consider. Okay, every time that wheel turns with the same conditions, it gets worse and worse. So as an example, that Five of Pentacle, if your first partner did not sacrifice you easily for his own gain, your second partner did the same thing but maybe in a more sinuous way, and your third partner did it even more, but the conditions were even worse for you to choose yourself and do that. See, it becomes worse and worse and worse. So under the Queen of Swords, we have the Magician, because at that point, with that new vision of your life, you're getting into your power of manifestation. And we under that we have the Ten of Wands and the Knight of Pentacle. So this is really at that point it will be I am releasing. In a way, there's a huge release, letting go, purging that will allow you to continue to grow and to be in your power. So let's clarify this. I use that. Oh, okay. All right. I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. Help me clarify this reading for Capricorns for the month of April 2022. So of course, it's a lot to do with our fire. And Mr. Blackbody, yes. All right. Yeah. Okay. So let's look at that Five of Wands. Let's look at that conflict. Five of Wands, Spirit, clarify the Five of Wands for Capricorns. Whoops, a lie. Okay. So it's directly linked to your Queen of Pentacle here. I'm going to put that there. And there you are, right under. So of course is that. And here with it I have the Tower. So let's say that the base of your Queen of Pentacle, if it wasn't grounded, strong, you wouldn't have been able to reach what your star is showing you. And that is becoming completely obvious. And maybe it became obvious out of a situation that crumbled because of that base problem here. I have the High Priestess. So as I'm saying this, the soul inside of you is probably showing you exactly this is something your soul was talking about. Let's look at that Wheel of Fortune. So we know that ultimately this will bring you to a state that will be much better than what you would have been able to achieve with that inner Queen of Pentacle in the state that it was. Carrying a Five of Pentacle and a Three of Swords within yourself. That sadness within yourself and so on. So here, Wheel of Fortune, there's that Three of Swords. There's those swords and permanent swords in your heart, hurting you. There's the Ten of Wands. I'm letting go. I don't even know where I'm going. What am I achieving? I don't even know anymore. Time to release. I'm letting go to all of that. And I'm going to take here, Page of Pentacles. So that means that as this is crumbling, this month you're going to have this new beginning to help you. And it's a new beginning that you're going to be able to build. But that is going to be aligned with your Empress, with your divine feminine ruled by Venus, that is going to be unconditional love and abundance, nothing stopping it. Because the parts of you that were distorted, let them die, let them transform. And then your Queen of Swords, yeah, she is going to see things from a healed place, Four of Swords, not from a Three of Swords. And therefore rising above the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Cups. So that means, well, it was always like that and it will always be like that. That's taking our past and projecting it in our future. Therefore blocking what we can experiment, live here to what we've already experienced, and preventing us to be, reaching for something we have no reference to. So for you to be able to perceive that cup, you need to be healed from your Queen of Pentacle here that was distorted. Okay, let's look at Five of Pentacle, Three of Swords, Four of Swords. So the healing continues until it changes your perception completely. And then, of course, that's the result of understanding why. And so new opportunities, new growth, new assessments are gonna come. Let's see. Queen of Pentacle, death. Yeah, death of your Five of Pentacle. Five of Pentacle, Five of Pentacle. So imagine how things, it's the way you invest yourself that is being purified. Okay? If I invest myself, if the energy behind when you look at this, he's got a hammer and a chisel. A chisel would be like your mind. It's like a very strong little sword. And I'm pushing my willpower on it to chisel reality, Pentacle. Okay? But if my beliefs are this and this, what do you think am I creating? Of course, and I'm going to create experiences that resemble that. And that's going to be the fruits of my labor. So, this is what death is changing. The way you are investing yourself. Let's look at the Aquarius here in the star. Again, that Five of Pentacles, you're really getting rid of this. And with it, I have the Chariot. So the moment that let death pass, let it end all of that, but not just the outside things, but inside of you. So that you can truly refine who you truly are. Five of Pentacles, it's abandonmentship, but we abandon ourselves. We can be abandoned as children, and don't have to be put on the steps of a church as a baby to be abandoned. As soon as we weren't supported, that this environment was not a source of comfort, safety, and all of that, that's the Five of Pentacles, okay? And then after, it's all a question of us doing it to ourselves or allowing it to be done to us. So if that is my reality, when I move forward in life, aligned with, what I want, my aspiration, and so what, it's gonna often create, like a car wreck because of that. Because I have part of me that believes that that's all I can have. So that's why all of these stories and all of that, we need to be able to turn the page. So release here, and that's what you're going to understand. Under our Wheel of Fortune, we had the Six of Swords. I'm going to get it, and that is not just the Ace of Swords, but the Page of Swords. I'm going to get it, I'm going to grab that sword, and that's what's going to allow me to be able to turn the page, move on, rise above it. The star, the star, Strength star, and Queen of Wands, and she's the law of attraction, because there's a lot of things that you attracted towards you, or that you desired, that unconsciously brought you exactly the result of a Five of Pentacles and Three of Swords, because it fit with it. So turning the page will actually allow these major arcana to go back upright, so that you can, of course, part of it will have to do with a lot of releasing. So you're transforming, you're releasing, so that your chariot, and here's the devil, your chariot goes in the direction that is supposed to go, aligned with your star. So here, you know, the devil, yes, it's you, Capricorn, but it also represents, you're ruled by Saturn. So of course, everything that is karmic, you're gonna feel it completely. And that karma is gonna go on and go on as long as you reduce who you are and what reality can be to what has already existed before. And so that is your prison. This is how you can imprison yourself, because you have no problems, you know, putting in 80 hours a week there, or, you know, focus and all of these things. These are your strength. Mastering the Pentacle world, the reality, that's your strength. But when, as soon as you forget that there's a whole invisible part that actually creates the visible, that's when you become on the survival, fight or flight. And in your case here, the 5 of Pentacle will come up for you to address it. Let's look at the Magician, so that you can be truly in your state of Magician. That means I'm going to master all the 4 elements. And right now my Pentacle element, even if I am an earth sign, for the ones that for you this resonates, it's your Achilles heel, that 5 of Pentacle. Magician. So it's going to be, I'm releasing that that thing. I'm finishing the cycle. And here's that invisible part that creates everything, the Empress. And as soon as she is disturbed in her, you know, Queen of Pentacle, Queen of Sword, Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, as soon as she's not upright, you can work like a madman, like a devil, and nothing will come to, okay? Or you will feel empty. So the world. And now it's really, there you go. From what you know, this is the divine timing. You're going to make a decision that is going to bring you to a beautiful state of happiness. So, 10 of Wands and the Knight of Pentacle. And here is our Magician again. We finish with the Magician, with the 10 of Swords and the Hangman. So releasing 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, releasing the beliefs of that, you know, the mental beliefs that you had. Hint, our 3 of Swords here, and 10 of Wands, all that time and that time of what you've been carrying on your shoulders, being heavier and heavier, finishing a cycle of also conflict within yourself, of what you want to achieve, what is your aspiration, not just your goals and your ambition, your aspirations, because the aspirations, that's going to join the Emperor and the Empress. So what you want to invest yourself in, at the end of the month, you're going to see things in a much different angle, and that is going to release the Hangman of maybe things not happening for a while. because they were waiting for you to see this and be able to release it and move on. I'm going to call this release and move on, so that you can start in a much stronger base and therefore attain emotional fulfillment. Not just, you know, financial or whatever, but fulfillment of your whole being. So yes, it's a transformation, release and transformation, or maybe I should just call that transformation, because in a way this is, you're passing through death, and it's not an easy suit, but it can become very smooth and easy the more you allow it to be. All right, so on this, my beautiful Capricorns, I'm sending you all my love and light. And if you need a private reading, there's a description below with my email. You write to me, I write to you back. Thank you for watching, sharing, commenting. It helps more than you think. Please subscribe to help grow the channel. And also thank you for the ones of you who gave donations. It helps more than you think also. And like usual, on the new moon, I do a little ceremony to give you back. And this month it's on the 1st of April with the new moon in Aries, that fire. So on that, namaste, and I'll see you next month.